I'm James Winter of James Winter Associates Investigations and Training. I'm here in our beautiful Mexico office located in central Mexico. This office provides us easy access to Mexico and Latin America. I have an interesting assignment today. An elderly Canadian man has died here in Mexico, and he was largely estranged from his family, lived alone, and died of natural causes. His son in Canada had been trying to arrange for a death certificate so that the son can deal with the man's estate in Canada. However, he was having trouble navigating between the funeral home, the police, and the government bureaucracy. He called me to see if we could help. I took on the challenge. Erica spent the better part of a day going between the funeral home, the police, and the government offices. She finally made a connection with a very nice lady at a municipal office. We're going to head there now to see what we can get going on with the certificate. She's agreed to cooperate. The area where this man died is known for violence, drug violence. We're going to have to be on our guard the whole way, keep our wits about us. I'm not expecting any problems, but it's the kind of place where you always want to be on guard. We're going to do that. We're going to head there now, and I'll try and get some video while we're down there and see what develops. Okay, we're in the city center. We're downtown. We've located the municipal building where the records are kept. It's this beautiful Spanish colonial building behind me here. I'm really looking forward to going inside. This is a beautiful day in a beautiful city. This is a rainy area of Mexico, so to get a nice sunny day like this is not all that common. Don't be fooled, however, by the beautiful weather. This is a very insecure area of Mexico. We may see in the next little while a police patrol or a military patrol go by. Security is very tight here. Because of the tight security, we won't be able to take the camera inside the office. There's going to be security in there. They will not permit us to take the camera inside. Possibly they're going to seize the camera at the door. We'll pick it up on the way out. But don't worry about anything when we come out. I'm going to have another video to let you know the results of our investigation inside. I'm pretty optimistic. We contacted a lady inside. We had a good rapport with her. She was willing to cooperate. Let's go inside and see the results we get. I'll come outside in just a minute. Okay, I'm out. It went very successful inside. Met up with a very sweet lady named Marisol. She was a lady we spoke to on the phone. She was very cooperative. In fact, she had some of the stuff ready for us before we arrived. We're leaving now with a certified original copy, something like that. It's in Spanish. We'll work it out when we get back to the office. We paid a small fee. Everything went great. In fact, they didn't seize our camera at the door. Security was not as tight as I expected. Very unusual for this area of Mexico. So let's head back to the office. We'll open up this envelope, show you what all the fuss was about. I'm back in the Mexico office. I have in this envelope the death certificate that we were here to get. Thank you to the people who helped me out. Marisol at the municipal office, Erica, who spent tons of time on the phone trying to arrange this deal. Now, I just want to talk a little bit about the shooting of the video on the street in front of the municipal building. I was a little bit apprehensive, actually, and we were concerned, Erica and I, that I might look like a reporter. If you do some research, reporters in Mexico do not have a long life. And we were concerned that we would look like the media or the press, and the press doesn't do well here in Mexico. So we tried to be quick, we tried to be fast. In fact, an interesting thing that Erica pointed out is that you very rarely see somebody with a video camera in this area at all. If you went to a place like Cancun, you know, the Americans, Canadians, Europeans pulling out their video cameras, it's very common, happens all the time. But in these outside areas, it's not that common. So when you see a person whipping out a video camera, particular white guy pulling out a video camera, it does stand out. We've got a microphone, looks a little bit strange. Probably there would be no problem, and as we saw today, there were no problems, but there's always that slim possibility that problems could arise. So we were a little bit anxious. I kept it quick, kept it short, made my points and got out. In any case, I have here the death certificate. I've already opened it. I've already scanned the original copy to my client. He's very happy. What he really needs is the official certified copy, which I'll bring back to Canada with me. This is a photocopy of that death certificate. I've sanitized, I took the time to sanitize it so I wouldn't reveal any personal information from my client. Of course, that's number one, maintaining my client's privacy. But this is essentially what a Mexican death certificate looks like, certified copy. Another successful investigation by James Winter Associates. We can be found at jameswinter.ca. I'm looking forward to getting back to Canada where we'll make more videos. All right, I'm back in Canada now. This video was actually supposed to end once I showed the Mexican death certificate, but there were a few developments I wanted to talk about and tack on to the end of the video. When I shot downtown at the Palacio Municipal, I even mentioned at the time, I think, that I was a bit anxious about shooting out in public in Mexico with the camera out. It attracts attention. Well, it turns out that only a couple of blocks from where I was shooting that video, a businesswoman was murdered not more than 2 hours after we were there. This is the state of affairs down in Mexico. Then the same day, a 17-year-old male was killed who was associated to this woman. He was killed at a market where I had only a week earlier been shopping. Now, the next day after that, I wanted to go to a store to buy some parts for something. I jumped in a taxi. Gave the taxi the directions. I said, this is the store I want to go to. He said, hold on, I can't take you there. There was a murder in the parking lot of that store. All three of these events are related. They're all the same people doing it. In Mexico, everybody knows who is behind all of these murders. They don't talk about them, not openly at least. The taxi driver took the time to show me images on his phone that he had received from another taxi driver about the murder. But generally people are not talking about who is responsible for these murders. Everybody knows who it is. I know who it is. You probably know. The purpose in telling you all of this is I'm just trying to drive home the fact that when I'm talking about the state of affairs down in Mexico, I'm talking about the violence, I'm talking about crime, I'm talking about murders. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to be dramatic. There really are risks associated with doing any types of investigations in Mexico. And as far as possible, you shouldn't take those risks. We're prepared. We have experience down there. We have the language. We have contacts, lawyers, relationships with various agencies, including police. Don't take those risks. Let us take those risks for you.